going on, guys? It is a beautiful day in Vancouver, and I've been doing so many things to the car that I'm starting to get a little bit sidetracked, and I just want to make a video. I'm going to do the same style, just do a full summary of what I've been doing. So let's get to it. First thing, let's start under the hood, because that was the most recent one. So I actually met a guy at a car meet who has a Y34, and we were kind of swapping little mods and ideas and stuff like that, just because he's got the same platform. And he introduced me to a guy on Facebook named Rico Rodriguez. I think he's the owner, or at least one of the admins, on some of the more popular F50 and Y34 groups. But anyways, this guy is quite clever and has come up with his own Audi R8 Coilpack conversion kit. So really what we're doing here is the stock coil packs are 3 wire, and Audi R8 coil packs are 4 wire. So this is the plug and play conversion kit, $200, and there's a little bit of a wait list just because he's so swamped, but shoot him a message on there and he replies within a day. Super solid guy, and like I said, plug and play, as easy as that. And yes, it does make an absolute difference. The stock coil packs are single coil, and these are dual coil apparently. I'm not too well versed on my hook coil packs, but I'm really happy with that. The idle is butter smooth. I definitely picked up some low end and mid end power, and fuel economy is much better. I noticed about 15 or 20% on the highway. So onto the next mod, you can see that I did a oil catch can. I got this on Amazon, is about $40. Actually a really solid unit. Good materials, comes with a bunch of fittings, and the way I've piped it in, it's a little ghetto. I've got to add some clamps onto it just to make it a little bit more secure, but basically I'm routing the left bank PCV, and it goes into this this inlet, and then the right side that usually goes into behind the throttle body, that's now plugged off. So basically I've only got one intake to pull vacuum, and they both go through the catch can. So we are catching both sides of the PCV. There's a bunch of them on this. There's actually 4, but they go 2 into 1 and then both into the intake. So the left bank usually goes here, right bank usually goes here. Obviously I've got this one pulling air from the catch can, and then both sides for both PCVs. It's a little complicated. I should make a separate video on it. Also, beware about what you fill in these, or what you put in these things. A lot of people put just generic steel wool. I read online that those wool can disintegrate and get into the intake. You definitely don't want that. So what I did is I used a steel scrubber pad. That was a good suggestion online. So when I got those, they're like $3, and basically they're like steel wool, but they're much thicker, and they're a single piece, so it's not just stray little fibers going everywhere. I actually did open up the catch can after about 4 days of driving, and there was some oil and actually a surprising amount of water. I try not to do short trips on this thing, but it's inevitable. I like having that it's in the catch can and not in the intake. So as you can tell, I'm also running spacers. I'm running H&R 15 mil in the front and H&R 20 mil in the rear. Those, I think they were $250 for the set. Got them out of Garage 5. Good deal, hub centric. Just gives it a cleaner look overall. Another little thing, it's not really a mod, but another thing I wanted to mention was this dash cover from Dash Designs. It's probably the only thing that actually was made for my car, and I love it. I was researching how to flock factory dashes, and I kind of gave up. But the stock dash on this car is brutal. It's super light, tons of reflections. It's literally got shiny Bose emblems on the speakers that just reflect when it's broad daylight. It's just blinding. But anyways, yeah, this thing was like $40. I can't remember. It might have even been less. Super easy to install. I went and got a little Velcro pack at Canadian Tire just to add some more points of contact, and you can tell it's not perfect. Like I'm still always kind of smoothing it out. It's not perfect, but it does the job, and I love it. So I picked this guy up on Craigslist for $100, and basically it came with the wideband and the full kit. So what I did is I ran it through the side here. This whole panel comes out, and wired along the kick panel and then into this side fuse box. All right, first test with the Craigslist wideband. So anyways, I've got the power piggybacking the TCM fuse, and it's just one of those little add a circuit deals. So basically it's got its own fuse. I gave it its own 10 amp fuse. So basically when I power on the when power comes to the transmission control module, then this thing powers up. I'm not sure if I mentioned this on the last video, but I did end up going through with the M45 ECU swap. So I picked it up on eBay. You gotta be really, if you're planning on doing this, shoot me a message because it's really complicated. There's 5 different ECUs for a 2003 M45, and only one of them is capable of running up rev. So got to be really specific with the part number. It's not actually on the unit, so you have to message the seller and get the part number from them, and then take that to a dealership to get the right number, and then that is what you use to identify whether it's up rev capable or not. I do plan on getting back on the dyno at some point. I was there already 2 times and ran into hardware issues, completely unrelated, but I'll get back on there eventually. It's just kind of low on the list. The car's running really well. I do have the full tuner package, so I could plug in the laptop and take a stab at it myself, but I kind of feel like letting the professionals take a whack at it when I get a chance. So another thing that I did to the car, and I'm not going to get onto the car and show you because you can use your imagination, but I did the engine mounts and transmission mounts, which I'll cut to pictures right now of what I did, but I replaced the engine mounts and transmission mounts, and when I did that I filled them in with silicone. And I know it's not as durable as polyurethane, but I didn't really want to have too much extra noise. It's loud enough as it is. But I did go full polyurethane on the differential bushings because one of those had actually snapped off. Actually, one of the engine mounts had snapped off too, so it's definitely a lot more solid. One of the issues I had on the dyno was we weren't sure of the fuel pressure. So if you don't know, these cars don't have a Schrader valve, so my solution was to basically just snip it right here, throw an aeromotive fuel gauge in between, and leave it as is. Another thing I did, and this is just kind of one of those things that I just kind of got carried away with, but well, first of all, I replaced the stock air filter with a K&N, and yes, I know K&N let more oil or whatever. I do the oil change every 4,000 K. I don't really care. But the other thing I did was I initially started to just Dremel out the sound deadening stuff just because it was right in the way of the airflow, and I just thought that's probably not helping. And as you can tell, I kind of got carried away and I just Dremeled everything. So it's ported, so it's got a nice rough edge, but there's no hard 90 degree angle, so it should pick up a little bit of air if it does pull air from the bottom, because instead of having this thing like this grate usually like literally went out to here, and now it's basically flat, so it's just a direct shot right into the math screen. And yes, I did put the math screen back in. Anyways, guys, I always say this, but I will try and upload a little bit more frequently. Just been really busy lately, but it is a race season coming up soon, so I'll definitely be documenting that. That should be fun, seeing what this thing will do. I'm gunning for low 14s. Who knows, maybe I'll even run a 13, but if you want, click like, subscribe if you want more F50 shenanigans, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Alright guys, I totally forgot something. I completely forgot about one of the biggest mods that I've done to the car. So I went ahead and I installed the TransLab shift correction kit for the Jatco RE5. And when I say I did it, I did not do it. I paid someone much smarter than I am to do it. If you're local, I'll tell you, it's TJ Engineering. I don't know if I'll include that in this video, but shoot me a message if you want to get a good good shop. Anyways, I just wanted to make a quick video on the RPMs here. Yeah, this is probably a bad place to do it. It's be a nice little break in traffic here. Try and mash without going to jail. But anyways, this is the TransLab shift correction kit. So 40% throttle. There's way too many people around. And it's very dusty, yes I know. We're in an area of Mexico that has a lot of that material. Yeah, she revs. Those gears are still pretty long with a 3357, but it pulls so much harder through the rev range, and that shift up top, like it would, you know, a 3.4 like that regularly was so lazy. I'm saving it for Mission, our local racetrack. So it's early March, and I think I said April 10th. So not too far out, and I will definitely get some good footage of this. I know that these videos I'm uploading are kind of just, you know, little summaries of bits and pieces. I think it's kind of important, you know, if you guys have F50s or Y34s or Presidents or whatever you got SEMA. I think there's some cool little ideas and mods that I picked up along the way that you can either use them or you can, you know, do something different, but I hope you get something out of it. But anyways, I'm going to sign this off and try and drive home without getting arrested. Anyways, catch you in the next one. Peace.